Hi again, Paul Phillips here. Welcome back to Bid Euchre Project. I hope you're doing well in these tough times we're all going through. I hope your friends and family, loved ones are getting through this okay. Have faith, we will get through it, and sooner or later we're all going to be back playing cards again, so look forward to that. Today, I just wanted us to take a look at why it's so important to get the trump out. I keep harping on that, but I feel it's so important. It's one of the major keys to the game. So I'm going to set up the cards here in a second, and we can take a look at the four hands and go from there. And as usual, you'll be the hero in South. Okay, let me set the cards up. Okay, here we are back again. Hopefully you can see me stuck over here in the corner behind the cards. Got them out in front there, get them slightly closer maybe, and you might ask yourself, oh, why am I always the hero in South? Well, obviously because you bid and play so well, that's why you're the hero. Hero never has any problems, right? Okay, when we look here, we have East as the dealer, and you in South are the hero, and you open 5 diamonds. Everybody passes. Well, you look at your cards, you don't have the best trump holding, but you do have 3 nice aces. You're valuing your diamond holding to be able to take 2 tricks and 3 tricks for your aces. Now, partner didn't increase your bid to 6 diamonds, so he pretty much doesn't have the right power. So if he did have the right power here, he should bid up to the 6th level, even if he did have a singleton right power. So how good would your hand be if partner had the right and king? Well, you would just probably be able to make a call 1. That's how good it is. But even with the right king, he should lead his right and come back with his king. That would be an easy game. With this layout, you'd make all 8 tricks. Pretty easy. So to start the hand, of course, you're always going to lead your right bower first. In another video, I talked about always leading your right bower first and not your aces. Especially if you're planning to eventually give up the lead, play that right bower first, then the aces. You get maybe 1 trump out of somebody that potentially could trump when you lead an ace. So always lead that right first. And again, as we mentioned before, the only time you probably wouldn't want to lead your right is if you're in a 3-bid. Very difficult to make a contract if you're going to lead your right in a 3-bid. Now, it's pretty tempting to lead your singleton aces once you've played your right bower, and maybe even your ace of spades, but there's no guarantee that they'll all go through, of course. I'll be the first to admit you would rather not leave your singleton aces so vulnerable. So if you tried to sneak one through, I couldn't blame you, and I'd probably try it as well. But you're running a big risk. So if you're fortunate enough to pick the ace of hearts to lead and score a point with that, guess what? Well, here it goes through and you make it. So be happy with that. Be happy and then lead a trump to get them all out. By the way, what 3 trumps are out after you play your right? Well, there's 3 bowers, 2 lefts and a right. Now, of course, you could be going down if you lead a trump and west or east started with 4 trumps, but that happens, and at least you played it properly. You're trying to get the trump out. Not much you can do. Most times, it doesn't happen. So if you play your right, then your ace of hearts and a diamond, east wins the trick, but the rest are yours. So what happens after you play your right to start and then you play the ace of clubs? Not too good. East trumps with the right bower and leads his ace of hearts, dropping your ace of hearts, and then leads another heart where West over trumps with his left. Then West wins his ace of spades and suddenly you're down. Now this kind of hand comes up all the time. You have to try to determine the best line of play that includes aggressiveness with a healthy touch of reason. When we lead our first card, the right bower, each player has played the lowest possible card they could. It's possible that each could have a bower left in their hands, which means what? It means we should lead trump. We almost always make our bid if we do. When we lead trump again after playing the right, then ace of hearts. Ace wins the right, but he has no safe return. You make 7 tricks. Beautiful. Now, of course, not every hand is like this. It's not so straightforward. But trying to get the trump out as soon as possible is always a great strategy. Now, I have another hand I want to show you, and it suggests that it might not be a good time to bid your right bower. Well, what kind of a hand is that? Let's take a look. Okay, here we are back again. Take a look at the south hand. East is the dealer. So you start off, and what do you bid? In the south hand, you have an opportunity, of course, to bid hearts, but how many do you open? Maybe you can open 3 hearts, maybe 4 if you want to take a chance, but really you have a good bid at 5 no trump. As you're the first to bid, it's always very difficult for the next person or any of the other players to bid at the 6th level. So it usually shuts down the bidding. Sometimes you just have to take your 4 and 5 bids when you can. Every hand doesn't have to be a call hand. You have to bid, especially maybe late in the game when you're trying to move from your table to the next table, and you can do that by getting 5 points. You can move on. Perfect opportunity. Don't take a chance on bidding hearts and them ending up in 5 or 6 clubs. Just go 5 no trump, and you've got them right off the top. Okay, so that's that hand. Now, once we get through this pandemic, I plan to release a few videos of Bid Euchre game in action. And 4 of the best players in the Guelph and surrounding area have agreed to participate in this first-of-a-kind effort for me, where you're going to be able to follow along the bidding after you see each person's hand. I plan to have them play 4 hands that I've set up beforehand, and we'll go over the play to see if they bid what I'm talking about. We'll see what the results are. So I hope it'll both be fun and informative. I'll have to see which format works the best, but I hope to record many played hands to see how they compare to some of the lessons I've gone over in my videos. So once it's safe for all of us to get back together, we're going to have some fun. I'll let you know beforehand when this might take place. So that's it for today. Hopefully you enjoyed a couple of strategy tips. Nothing too complicated, but please try them out. I hope they were useful, and I'd sure appreciate it if you liked and subscribed to my channel. Hit the notification bell as well, and you'll be updated when I post a new video. So thanks again. I hope we get back together soon, and keep safe, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.